Hello, welcome to the week of the arm muscles. As some of you have probably already figured out, this week is a little bit more complex than last week with the muscles, just because there are a lot more of them all in one area, as well as there's a lot more action, origins, and insertions that you have to memorize. So make sure to review those. So I just wanted to go through the muscles more of the forearm in this video, just because they can get kind of tricky. But I wanted to show you this picture. A student actually posted it on one of the discussion boards, and I liked it so much that I wanted to share it in this video, as well as on all the discussion boards. So thank you to that student who showed me this. But as you see, it has like all the different viewpoints of the muscles, and it has the arm rotating, and they're labeled and colored, and it's really, really nice. The thing that I wanted to use this picture for is I want to show you a pattern that exists in the arm that really helps like knock out a lot of your bone muscles. So this is this light blue one right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I hope you can. So the light blue one is called your brachioradialis. So it goes down your radius. So from like your I don't know, your upper arm, I don't know what to call it, down your radialis, so your brachioradialis. And then next to it is your extensor carpi radialis longus. So this is what I want to show you guys. It's going to go longus, brevis, longus, brevis, longus. And so that's a pattern that's going to be going on. So your extensor carpi radialis longus, your extensor carpi radialis brevis, your extensor, what is it called? I don't think that's what we call it, is it? Wow, I'm just like blonde right now. My mind just went blank. So your abductor pollicis longus. I knew that didn't look right when I was looking at that. Sorry. Yeah, so this is your abductor pollicis longus. I guess it is right. I just was looking at the wrong label. And the extensor pollicis brevis and the extensor pollicis longus. And pollicis means thumb. So if you look, they're connecting to your thumb. So extensor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, abductor pollicis longus, and then extensor carpi radialis brevis longus. So that's a really helpful thing. Longus brevis, longus brevis, longus. And then I want to show you guys that on these models as well, just because obviously this is the picture you'll be quizzed on. So I'm going to start with the extensor carpi, no, that's the way. I'm going to start up here with the brachioradialis. And I like the lateral view for teaching this. So this is your lateral one. So this is your brachioradialis, and then right next to it, let's see what I can do here. This one I'm going to highlight in like a pink. That is going to be your extensor carpi radialis longus. And then what I'm going to do in purple right next to it, kind of, I'm a terrible drawer, is your carpi radialis, extensor carpi radialis brevis. Wow, I don't know what's wrong with me today. And then I also want to show you those views on their own pictures. So here's your extensor carpi radialis longus, your extensor carpi radialis brevis, and then your abductor pollicis longus. Just moves down, and then right here, this is going to be your extensor pollicis longus, brevis, and your extensor pollicis longus right there. So hopefully that helps go through them that way. And then extensor digitorum, it does your fingers, extends your digits, extensor digitorum, and then right next to it we have your extensor digiti minimi, and it just does just your pinky. So it's just little minimi. I just think mini-me, I think is little pinky. And then right next to it, we're going to have our extensor carpi ulnaris, and that goes along your ulna. if that helps you remember it. And then right on the other side of it, right, so I also want to point out this. Let's see if I can actually draw on here. But right here, right underneath that part that I have this marked in blue, you can see the bone. It's kind of hard to tell in these pictures, but you can see it. And that's your ulna. So sometimes that's a really good point that I use. So if I'm going from my extensor carpi ulnaris, then I cross over my bone to the other side. I'm going to do the flexor carpi ulnaris. It's just going to be on the other side of the thumb. I mean, not of the thumb. So right here. So here we had our, let me clear all my drawings. Okay, so right here, this was our flexor carpi ulnaris right here. Wow, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then right here is our flexor carpi ulnaris. So they're right next to each other, just on other sides of the bone. That's how one extends and one flexes. Another thing I've gotten a lot of questions about are telling the difference between the flexor digitorum as well as the flexor digitorum superficialis versus the flexor digitorum profundus. And the thing I like to tell people is I like to look at the muscles they have removed. In order for it to see the flexor digitorum profundus, they do have to move the pronator teres and like the flexor digitorum superficialis, and they'll show that on the side. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. I get a lot of complaints that people can't see my mouse, so I'll just circle these over here in blue, just in case you guys can't see my mouse. But they will show you if they removed any muscles. So your flexor digitorum profundus will show 2 muscles that were removed. It may not label which ones were removed, but it will show 2. Whereas with the flexor digitorum superficialis, it will either show it with your oh my goodness, I can't even think, but the palmaris longus, and it will show there, and I believe it's also the flexor carpi radialis is the other one. So it will show them with it either on completely, or it will show them popped off. You can see it right here. It shows that it's been removed. So that's the way that I can tell the difference. I hope that helps. Sorry that I was kind of a mess for this video. I sometimes just speak faster than my brain can keep up with. Anyways, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. I would be more than happy to help. Yeah, have a great week and best of luck to you.